All right, so in this lesson, we're going to talk about your hotel experiences, and not necessarily the good ones. I'm going to give you some vocabulary to describe your hotel rooms. We're going to laugh about some really silly hotel complaints that people have made, and I'm going to teach you how to complain at a hotel if you need to, while doing it in a respectful manner. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm going to give you some basic adjectives that will be useful when you're describing your hotel room and experience. And I'll give you these in opposites, in sets of 2, to help you remember them. So our first set is about how clean the hotel is. Filthy means very dirty, like they have been negligent in their responsibilities to clean the room. And the opposite, spotless, means surprisingly clean, like they went beyond your expectations when they cleaned the room. The next set is about room size. A cramped room means it's so small that you can barely move around, and maybe there's nowhere for you to put all your stuff. And the opposite, spacious, means big. It means you can fit your stuff, your whole family, your bicycles, your souvenirs, and still maybe even have room for doing your yoga. A dump is a way to describe a hotel room that is really disappointing in its quality. It's low quality. Luxurious, the opposite, is usually used to describe expensive hotels where everything is really fancy. You might enjoy some extra amenities at a luxurious hotel, maybe even complimentary ones like fuzzy slippers, and you may also enjoy some really nice facilities. Some hotels can begin as stunning on the right, but after many years they have become very old and run down, and eventually those hotels might be abandoned, like the one in the picture. If a hotel has a lot of those negative qualities that we've just talked about, it might be a really unwelcoming hotel and a place that you really don't want to stay. Whereas a cozy place is somewhere that's very inviting, that you feel very comfortable. Okay, so let's talk about cultural differences for a second. In Western countries, it's very acceptable to inquire about what might confuse you or what you feel is lacking from the service at the hotel. So when you do it, the key is to be really polite and to treat employees with respect as if they were a peer and that you're just trying to cooperate with them to resolve an issue. So I'm going to give you some phrases to lead with when you're making these kinds of complaints. Okay, so here are some phrases you can use to politely request some help at a hotel. First thing, try to use modal verbs like can or could or would to make your request seem polite. For example, there seemed to be a family of possums living under my bed. Can you help me with this? Next thing, don't blame the person that you're dealing with, for instance, the receptionist. So instead of saying something like, you guys made a mistake, you can say, I know this is not your fault, but I think the hotel is renting my room to other people while I am out sightseeing during the day. Another tip, don't speak in assumptions. For example, don't say, your cleaning staff are thieves. Say, I believe there may have been a misunderstanding, but the housekeeping seems to think it's okay to try on and borrow my clothes from my wardrobe. All right. But overall, here's the most important part for you to remember. You need to let them know clearly that you understand what you deserve and what you're entitled to for having paid for this room. Now, unfortunately, in some cases, for a variety of different reasons, the hotel will not be able to satisfy an issue that you might have. So in this case, I want to give you some polite phrases to express your dissatisfaction and let them know that you plan to continue to escalate your issue until you find a resolution. So here are some of these phrases. I'm sorry, but this is not acceptable. Or, I'm unhappy with this response. What more can you do? Or, I'm not satisfied. I would like to know how we can fix this. These phrases are not disrespectful. Okay, so let's talk about how to correctly escalate your issue at a hotel. So the first thing you've done is you've talked to the hotel receptionist. And if you found that they are not able to find a solution, then you ask for the manager, politely. And if you get to the manager and they still can't give you any kind of solution to your problem, then you're going to want to politely ask for the contact information of the corporate office. Now, big businesses like hotels, especially American ones, are going to generally do whatever they possibly can to avoid that you go with an email or a phone call to their corporate office. So if you've gotten to that point, it's gotten serious for them. And when you go to the corporate office, you want to let them know that you're hoping to give them a chance to resolve your issue rather than letting you resort to having to put a negative review online. If they're smart, they'll appreciate that you've offered them this, and they'll do whatever they can to take steps to correct this error, this issue for you. So that's the lesson for today. In your comments, let me know how you resolve your own issues at hotels in Chinese culture. Is it actually different from what I described here? Maybe not. Let me know also if you have any further questions about how to resolve any doubts you might have while you're traveling. I'm here to help. In the next lesson, we're going to move out of hotels and into Airbnbs. And we're going to talk a little bit about the different aspects of the sharing economy, which is still relatively new, but that we use for so many things these days. So I hope you check it out. Thanks for stopping by.